right after we Good morning. Welcome back to the First Unitarian Society of Madison after our great summer. This is a community where curious seekers search to explore spiritual, ethical, and social issues in an accepting and nurturing environment. Unitarian Universalism supports the freedom of conscience of each individual, as together we seek to be a force for good in the world. My name is Karen Rose Gredler, and on behalf of the entire congregation, I want to extend a special welcome to any visitors who may be with us this morning. We are a welcoming congregation, so whoever you are and wherever you are on your own life journey, we celebrate your presence among us. As we gather in this place at this time, let us remember we are all visitors in this life. We come together to find meaning and hope with all the other visitors in this life. Let us join our hearts and minds together as we celebrate this life together. Please silence your cell phones as I invite you to join me now in a few moments of centering silence for contemplation, meditation, prayer, as we settle in and come fully into this time and place together.
water in the world. Water flows from the hose. It wobbles in the blue pools. It fills your cup. But where does it come from?
Water doesn't come, it goes around. That rain that cascaded from clouds and meandered down mountains, that wavered over waterfalls and slipped in rivers and opened into oceans, that rain has been here before.
Thirsty air licks it from the lakes, sips it from ponds, guzzles it for oceans, and this wet air swirls up till it's crowded into clouds where it hangs hotly around till cool air bumps through. And honey, those clouds just let it go and rain, rain, rain. Tap dance, avalanche, stampede of drips and drops and drumming, a wealth of water.
But far away, it's a different day. Not sound, but wind. Empty cup again. Dry grasses rustle. Dirt's just dirt and dust. Everything waits for an open gate in a wall of clouds, for rain, sweet and loud, to fill the well and start the stream.
Honey, living things dream of water for all to drink. Use in tub or sink. Wash in, splash in. This wet wonder means grow, means life will flow through tigers, through trees, through you and through me.
All.
All together now.
All so precious, don't waste it, and delicious, we can taste it. Keep it clear, keep it clean, keep earth green. And we invite you now to rise in all the ways we do and join in our Ingathering hymn number 163.
For the earth forever turning, for the skies, for every sea, for our lives, for all we cherish, sing we our joyful song of peace. For the mountains, hills, and pastures, in their silent majesty, for the stars, for all the heavens, sing we our joyful song of peace. For the sun, for rain and thunder, for the seasons' harmony, for our lives, for all creation, sing we our joyful praise to Thee. For the world we raise our voices, for the home that gives us birth. In our joy we sing, returning home to our blue-green hills of earth.
And I invite you now to join me in the words of affirmation printed in your order of service as we light our chalice. And so we gather from the ebb and flow of our lives, thirsty for connection to ourselves, thirsty for connection to others, thirsty for connection to the larger life. As we light this chalice, May all who gather here be filled, filled with joy and hope, filled with compassion and love. Here may we be filled, so that we may pour ourselves out into the world. And if you will take a moment now to turn and greet those around you.
For about 40 years now, Unitarian Universalist congregations all over the world have been holding services this time of year that honor and celebrate and give thanks for water, for our relationship to water, and in many ways with each other. And so we welcome you, each and every one of you, to our annual Water Communion service. This year it is combined with our Ingathering service, signifying a return to the full program year and a bringing in of all of us. A common call to worship this time of year, written by Patricia Chatti, begins, "You and I and all of us blew around with the winds of summer." And so in a similar manner, we each have been submerged some way in the waters of summer in accord with our lives over the last months. Our Ingathering Water Communion takes seriously that whatever you experienced, that part is what you bring as a gift as you come back to our community. It may be that the waters of summer called you to places sublime and to bask in sybaritic refreshment of exotic streams and rivers and oceans. Or it may be that the water is symbolic of your morning shower as you worked your way through this summer in job or school or field. It may be that the water reminds you of the garden hose and the life-giving water to your vegetable garden over the last months. Or it is symbolic of the reservoir of life, where you, at the request of a beloved, scattered their ashes in one final resting place. Your summer may have brought you to anoint yourself by dipping your foot in the Ganges or in Lake Monona. Either way, it may yet inspire possibilities and gifts within this community. And so all symbolism of the water is welcome today. Moments exotic and ordinary, moments that are sacred, each in their own way. Moments of celebration, frustration, and sadness alike. All of it is what you bring to this place. And so we invite you to embrace it all and speak of it as we honor the water of our summer. Together, we will combine flecks of the magic. As Lauren Isley once said, if there is magic to be found on the planet, it is contained in water. And so the magic we each bring to this space of ourselves will be offered. Now, this year, to be part of the water ceremony, let me tell you how you can do that. And first of all, we hope that all of you will participate in the water ceremony. It is important that you are part of this community. Whatever you bring from this summer is essential to us. If you did not bring water today, fear not. We have with us at every single station some sacred water for you to use symbolically, and so please feel welcome. There are 4 stations here in the front, and Kelly and I will call up different sections during the water communion. We invite you to come down the center aisle and to wait at the front until there is an opening with the group that leaves at the station. When that happens, we invite you to choose any station, come up to it, and we'll wait for like 3 or 4 people to come together, and then together share the water as a small community. As you pour the water, we invite you to speak what that water represents as the essence of your summer, whether it is a moment of celebration or difficulty. Either way, it is important to share. And then when each group is done, they will move to the outer aisles and our next group will come forward. Because this space is so vibrant and live and sound, I invite the congregation to embody a sort of joyful quiet together so that the people who are coming up and speaking to each other will not need to shout their blessings to each other. And so, as we begin together, I will invite those who are seated over here in our side section and anyone who is up in our balcony to come make their way down our center aisle together. May we share the water symbolizing the essence of our summer. Join us
And if there's anyone else who'd like to come forward, please come on up. If there's anyone else, please come on up. Thank you all. We bless our water today with these words.
Bless this water, we are many. Bless this water, we are one.
Spirit of life and love ever flowing throughout our community and our world, shape us, move us, and guide us to find the courage and the wisdom to create a better way.
Bless our hearts with love's welcoming embrace. Bless our minds with openness and curiosity. May compassion flow through us like water and find a love within resounding strong.
May our gathering together this morning be a blessing for one and all. May it inspire us to a year of hope and love and courageous faith. And may we walk that year in the full awareness as often as possible of the blessed ties that bind each to all.
Bless this water, we are many. Bless this water, we are one. Now I invite you to bless us with some song. We will be singing hymn number 1007, There's a River Flowing in My Soul, while the children go to their religious education classes. You may stand in all the ways that we do.
There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my soul, flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my heart, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river in my mind. It's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river flowing. There's a river flowing. There's a river flowing in my soul.
We are sharing a story, and exactly how the story came to pass, well, that is a whole other story in and of itself. And it almost doesn't matter how it began, because change is constant. So once upon a time, a group of beloved friends moved from the old forest to the new. And it happened that the horse was leading the other gentle beasts from this old forest to the new. It had been a long winter, but that day was grand, and the horse pranced along with mane flying in the wind as if a flag bearer. At times, the shorter-legged creatures would climb aboard the horse's back and rest when weary as the procession continued. Suddenly, they came around a bend to a rushing river. And across that river was a single log, just long enough, narrow enough, and high enough to need careful steps to cross safely. Horse was first and stepped up, and no sooner did Horse have all four legs on the log when the horse was filled with dread.
Suppose I slip. Suppose I lose balance and fall into the river. Suppose the log becomes unstable and shaky.
Horse backed off the log and turned to Goat and said,
You got this, Goat. You go first.
Goat was nimble, a climber of steep cliffs. Goat was over the log in no time. And then one by one, all the other animals followed. And then there was only Horse. Horse considered swimming the river, but the current looked swift and the water was icy, and there was no telling where Horse would end up or if Horse would end up. And now the others were waiting, and Horse could not go forward nor backward.
Can't I stop here and make this my new home? But I know deep inside that there are better places ahead. I also know deep inside I can't go back to the old place. The old place really doesn't exist anymore.
Horse would not, could not go on. And so the other animals were talking with each other while the horse stood there in uncertainty and fear. And from the other side we heard,
Is horse leaving us?
cried Rabbit,
Horse doesn't like us.
said the sheep.
Horse has found the best spot and wants to keep it for himself.
Said the turtle,
Horse is scared stiff.
replied the beaver. Horse scared? The other animals couldn't imagine that. What was the horse scared of? Could it be that something that they accomplished would trouble the fast and brave and steadfast horse? Perhaps, murmured Mouse. A monster lurks in the depths of the river and only horse knows. Horse almost let us die, thought the mouse bitterly. For the next long time, all the animals stood still and watched horse being scared. Finally, a forever long time later, Fox cried out,
Horse, are you thinking?
and horse said,
Yes,
What, if I may ask, are you thinking about?
the log.
The log? What about the log?
Why must a log be round on all sides, Fox?
Round it is, horse.
I was thinking it would be better to make logs flat.
Then the rat piped up, Horse, are you coming or are you staying? And horse said in a soft voice, not at all horse's usual tone,
I would come if I could, but I can't.
and in summation, Beaver repeated.
Horse is scared stiff.
So the animals stood there silent for a while again, watching the scared horse on the other shore. And then someone in their midst said simply, Hey, let's help horse cross the log. And the other beasts looked at each other and broke into an incredulous grin. We cannot pull the horse across. We cannot push the horse across. But we can keep him company. And so, all of the animals, big and small, sure and awkward of foot or paw or hoof, returned across the log. They explained the plan to the horse, and then they all lined up. Beaver, seeing horse tremble a bit, went over and said in a quiet tone, so only horse could hear.
Just pay attention, horse, to what is most important.
What's that, Beaver?
To keep going.
And so it happened that there was a trail across the log and horse was in the middle. Fox held the horse's tail from behind and the horse grabbed the goat's stub of the tail in front, and slowly and carefully they marched until each and every animal crossed the log safely. And this is, from what I've heard, how they came to be in the new forest together, and where they have been for some time now. And on this day, I think it goes to show that there is always some point, often along the most important journeys, where fear is great, and the best care from others is what helps us make it. And perhaps we must also remember, always, to pay attention to what is most important.
And in honor of horses' bravery and triumph, the choir will now sing an up-tempo gospel number.
And so we begin another season in the life of this congregation. And it is the case, if our spirits were able to really take it in, that we might consider each and every breath and each moment to be an invitation to the new forest. But there are definitely moments that really call to mind and to heart the sense of moving into the new. And often the approach of September and the feeling of fall in the air is one of those times. And it may be that new is so different for each of you. For some of you, it may have been just getting out of bed this morning was the newness that you can stand for this day. Or maybe this is a time when you have moved a long distance to be here and everything feels new. Or a new job, or new classes, or a new situation in your life and in your health, or new losses that you are trying to hold in some sort of steady rhythm of life. Whatever it is, this is a time for us to think about where we are on our journey. Whether we are leaving the old forest, and we are always leaving the old, or we're especially aware of the power of the new. There is much to consider. As I pondered the story, I realized that each of us takes turns playing the different animals in that story. Sometimes we are the inquisitive asker of questions. Sometimes we are just plain the skeptic. Sometimes we are the encourager. Sometimes, and all of us will play it, we are the horse. We stand on the brink of something new. It may be in the middle of a staff meeting at work. It may be in a ministry team here or during worship. We come to this place where we just cannot cross into the new, at least not yet. And if that is the case, in this community where we are covenantal, where we make promises to each other based on deeper values, I think it asks a couple of things of each of us. Because we are each at some point the steadfast and thoughtful horse standing on the brink of a bridge that never really looks as safe, well built as we would like. And we remember that the past is not something we can return to. It is forever gone. But we may choose the best of the past to bring forward with us as wisdom and strength, as gifts that will help us into the future. But because we each take our turn doing that, as a community that is steeped in a love that will not let go, we would do well to not quickly or blithely leave each other behind. Again and again, we are called to notice when people need a little extra time and attention, and to take a deep breath, to find within ourselves that powerful place of love and patience and of mutual humanity, and step into loving support of each other. There may not be an easy way to fix where someone is stuck, but we can hold each other in loving space until we are ready to move forward. But then the second part of that covenant is just as essential. Yes, we are all called to be very thoughtful about lovingly holding people who need that time. But each of us who is in that fearful place, and we all will be, maybe we are now, we are also asked to do something important, to find within ourselves the best of who we are, to understand that we do not journey into this newness alone, to take a deep breath, to believe in the strength within ourselves, and especially the strength of this gathered community, and together, each of us, one day, one step at a time, to keep going. That's really what we're about as a community. To hold on to the gifts of the past, to understand deeply who we are now, and from that place of strength, to step boldly and bravely into the new day. The coming months will ask a lot of this community, a lot to think about, because this time next year we will be very much in the middle of the search for a new member of the clergy team. And just as important, you will have the chance to think deeply about who you are as a congregation now and what you are called to do that is worth the preciousness of all the gifts that you have to give. In the coming weeks, may we journey together, held in love, supported by courage, each in our own way, going forward each and every day. So may it be. Amen, and blessed be.
Each week we have the opportunity to reflect upon and give thanks for the abundance in our individual and collective lives, and then to share those gifts with one another. This week's recipient of our outreach offering is Madison Rafa Sister City Project, which is raising funds to build and install a new water filter in our Rafa school. You can learn more about this project in your Red Floors insert, or out in the commons after service, you can take a stop at the information table. The offering will now be gratefully given and joyously received.
Thank you all for your generous gifts of financial stewardship. We appreciate it, all the ways you give to our beloved community. Today, in addition to your financial stewardship, we sincerely appreciate the volunteer work of those helping make our services run smoothly. Our greeter was Gail Bliss. Our sound operator is Mark Schultz. Our ushers are Dorrit Bergen and Chuck Evenson. You may have noticed it took a little longer, and that's because we had only 2 people sign up to be ushers, so keep that in mind. We do not have a lay minister right now, but there are several of us around, and you can look for us after the service. Our name tags look like this. Making coffee, offering hospitality in that way, are Richard DeVita and his crew back there. I'm not sure who all's back there with him. Is Judy there? Jeannie Hills is back there. Good old Jeannie Hills. She needs some reinforcements too. We didn't have anyone sign up for the welcome and information table, but I'll go out there after the service, so if you need anything, and come and see me. We do have a special announcement from Cheryl and Janet, who are standing back by the doors. So if you have any questions, you can contact them about our Welcome Back and Opportunity Fair with food carts. Next Friday, this coming Friday, September 13th, from 4 to 7 at FUS, please mark your calendars for this family-friendly evening of fellowship and food to celebrate the start of our 2019-2020 program year. A new year means new opportunities to share your talents and time with FUS, and we'll have information available about how you can get involved. We'll also have food carts available so you can purchase a meal and support local businesses. And don't forget that that's when we'll have available our new copies, excuse me, of the Guide to the U Universe, and all are welcome. There's no registration needed. We hope you'll come and find something interesting in which you'd like to participate. If you already know, you may use one of these flyers that came with your order of service today and go ahead and sign up for what you want to do. Otherwise, come next Friday, take a look at lots of opportunities, and please help us fill the roster of volunteers. Thank you. Now, Drew has an announcement.
One of the many things that FUS is known for is being a center of the fine and performing arts here in the Madison community. And in that tradition, we have had a 49 years run of the Friday Noon Musicale, or 48. This is the 49th season. The Friday Noon Musicales usually start in October, but they're going to start a week earlier. They're going to start it in the last Friday of September. So if you're free a Friday at noon, we hope that you will join us. As of last night, we have a second performing arts music series here at FUS. We have in residence 2 artist groups. One is the Encore String Quartet, and the other is the Madison Bach Musicians. And they, along with entities at FUS, will present a year-long series that we hope you will take advantage of. This afternoon at 3 o'clock, the Encore String Quartet is performing a program of all Italian composers. They played it last night, and it was miraculous. I hope you can be there. See me if you want any more details about either of these listening opportunities. Thank you.
Here in this place, mingled together in community, are the shared gifts of our lives. The waters we have gathered represent the promises and the aspirations that we make to one another. May we now enter into a moment of shared quiet as we hold in our hearts all those in our own lives and our circles of care who need our times of love and support. This week, we celebrate with Anne Smiley as she welcomes her first grandchild, Annika Devonshire Smiley, who was born on September 2nd. We join Leah Sinclair in sending healing wishes to her roommate's sister, who has recently been in the hospital. And we send our blessings to all those impacted by the destruction of Hurricane Dorian. Finally, Marty Hollis asks us to hold her friend Rosemary in our hearts as she begins her 4th year living with pancreatic cancer. Source of all who embraces and sustains life, this water which we have collected and will share today holds the mystery and miracle of love. It has been blessed with the love of this community. May our own bodies, filled with rivers of breath, be blessed with life energy, with wellness to carry us through our days. May our home, this blue-green planet with its mountains and seas and ice caps, be held in sacred keeping, blessed through our stewardship and our care. As we strive to bring our gifts to this beloved community and to this difficult, beautiful world, let us never doubt the strength of our hearts, nor the depth of our love for this world and each other. Blessed be, and amen. The time has almost come for us to leave this place. But before we go, we would like to invite you to come forward to take some of our mingled waters home with you. Take these waters with you with the recognition that our planet flows like a soft blue sapphire through the darkness of space because of water. Take these waters knowing that they are made of our loves and our dreams, adventures and sorrows, hopes for a better future, and prayers for today. Remember that due to the polluted state of our waters, we must advise not drinking the water or mingling it with any of our lakes, rivers, or streams. Use it to water a favorite plant or in your garden. Mingle it with watercolor paints and create beauty. Save it in a jar where you can see it and be reminded of these people and this place. We have containers here for you if you did not bring one with you today. We invite you to come forward while we join together in singing our closing hymn. Number 1064, Blue Boat Home, will rise in all the ways we do.
Below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sing my sail and moon my rudder as I ply the starry sea, leaning over over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep. Drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens and our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor have I known the one, and the earth is my blue boat home.
It starts with a drop and then a trickle, a burble, a rush of water, bubbling towards its destination, and finally the wide, endless sea. All rivers run to the sea. Today you brought water, poured it into a common bowl. Though our experiences have differed, these waters mingle, signifying our common humanity. Today you came and shared community. May you depart this sacred space, hearts filled with hope for new beginnings, a fresh start. Go forth, but return to this community where rivers of tears may be shed, where dry souls may be watered, where your joy bubbles, where your life cup overflows, where deep in your spirit you have found in this place a home. For all rivers run to the sea. We extinguish the light, but not the light of wisdom, the fire of our commitment to what matters, the warmth of compassion and love. These remain until we gather in this place again. I invite you to return to your seat for one more gift of music together in worship.